What's going on, paisanos? V here, coming at you with another amazing video on this pretty good damn day, if you ask me. Now listen, paisanos, the market has been going crazy. A lot of buys, a lot of sales, a lot of things finally starting to stabilize, which I'll show you guys in this market. Before I begin, I just want to say, guys, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. You have to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down below. Type in hashtag Q4V. I'll answer your next question on my next video, and definitely hit the little notification bell. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but hopefully yours works. And I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. Today's gonna be a bit of a long one. I'm trying to play catch up on a lot of the buys or the previous buys, whether or not they're justifiable, they're not justifiable. Cards are going up in value, like Sky Striker Ace Suzuki over here, just going up in value because, you know, when your deck gets hit, obviously deck should go up in value. Things like this, and the market's been really crazy, and to be honest with you, I could easily do another video today. Probably won't though, because it's Thursday night, I gotta open my shop, and I'm getting in the stuff for, I should be getting in today, the stuff for the sneak preview, and then tomorrow I got the Magic the Gathering pre-release. Good thing I'm not doing Pokemon, I'm just doing 2 pre-release, but there's a Magic the Gathering Friday pre-release, the midnight release, and then it goes right into the Yu-Gi-Oh release, which I didn't know, I forgot about they were within the same weekend. So I got like a midnight release, I got the Friday Magic, the midnight release, and then within a couple of hours, I gotta be up and at the store at and around 11 a.m. for the Yu-Gi-Oh pre-release, which starts at 12. And then that day, I usually run about 2 tournaments. So it's gonna be a bit of a busy day. I might vlog it. I'm not sure if I will have the ability to, but if I can, I will for you guys. But going back to the market, guys, like I said, it's pretty all over the place, and I think it's just the uncertainty of Yu-Gi-Oh players as far as what decks to run now. That's where we're at right now with all the Yu-Gi-Oh players. We got the ban list, we got all these releases. Dark Neostorm is coming out soon, and I'm gonna be able to look in that set. I'll probably have another market watch with that tomorrow. But this is all, everything's just trying to calm down, and Yu-Gi-Oh players trying to put their chips on what decks they want to play from now until the end of probably around August when we get the next ban list, an OTS pack. Looking at Sky Striker Ace Suzuki, market price of this card is roughly around $24. Yeah, no, it's just about bought out. You got one over here for about $39. After that, another one $39, and it's around $42 for Suzuki. I don't know why this card went up in value. I really don't have that answer for you guys. I honestly don't. I know with OTS 1 pack 9, I think Strauss is the pick. I'm still going with that. Obviously, Lycros is taking the value because Tricksters, who would figure, right? And then you got Super Polymerization, which is still roughly around $10 for a super rare version of this card. Seconds Light, oddly enough, is only under $3 still, which is relatively inexpensive, but then again, the card's been out for a good amount of time. Next, Half Shut. Now, I really get to talk about speed duels, like really rare. But I just want to say, if you're looking to play speed duels and you don't want to buy Windstorm of Atakwa, you can buy Half Shut. A target on facing monster in the field, it cannot be destroyed by this turn. Also, its attack is half at the end of the turn. You're going to take a lot of damage, but you're going to have a monster stay on field. So, once again, if you guys are looking to play speed duels, I know right now it's probably about 2 decks, arguably 3, definitely 2 decks for the speed duel meta, which has been the same 2 decks since the game came out in structure deck form, no set. Anyway, this is a really good card. I really think that you guys should at least grab a playset of this, especially hopefully we get Glad ABs coming out for speed duels in the near future. Up next, Spellbook of Fate. So what we're seeing here is the market calm down on everything Spellbook related. We did not get the Spellbook Adjustment out yet. I think, once again, going back to what I was saying in my other market watch, KONAMI's made a very careful ban list instead of a ban list that allows us to have more liberties with cards. Even though we did get to Party 2, I think that was probably the craziest part of the ban list, but they didn't do anything like give us Judgment off the ban list and ban Jalgan or anything cool like that, unfortunately, because I guess they were worried about Nationals this year. They don't want it to be kind of really wrecked up and degenerate, which I don't think it would be with Judgment, but they're taking no chances. With that said, look at Spellbook of Fate. It's still currently higher than its current market price, but it was lower. This card was roughly around $30 within about, I think, 2 days ago. Spellbook of Fate Ultraverse is still relatively high. It's about $19 over its $11 market price. And as for the Ultimate Rare Spellbook of Fates, they're about $25 roughly, higher than $16 market price, which is still egregiously high for this card. And even though I'm a big fan of spellbooks, I always felt like this was not a good buy. Also, Spellbook of Eternity, the super rare version from Astro Pack 4. That's another one with like almost a $4 market price, and you can easily see it over here scaling up, guys. You got one for 4, then it hits 5, then it's 7, 8, all the way down to the bottom of this page, and there's only ones. There's a 9 wall over here, roughly around $8 price point. But once again, I think this is all hype. in anticipation for the structure deck as well as the banlist. New Year players just going and grabbing spell books as a deck core. This is why I say it's very important to buy deck cores. And in the future, especially after Nationals, it's probably my favorite time to myself to personally look to buy, but to show you guys videos on what deck cores are the best to buy. I like to buy the ones that nobody's looking at, but I also like to buy ones at the highest rarity, so when instances like this happen, you can make a crazy amount of money just based off hype alone. I think that's something a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players forget about. They'll go, V, you're hyping up cards, or V, look at this card, some other guy hyped this up, and it's like, okay, sell into it. If you bought Spellbook of Eternity for a nickel, or you bought an OT Spellbook of Fate for, let's say, like $4, and you're selling it at $30, $25, does it really matter if it's, at the end of the day, to you, does it really matter if it's C's play or not? Because if you're selling into the hype, you're making money that you can put towards deck cores and other cards, maybe towards the Phantasmes. It doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. I mean, I would love a Spellbook to become meta deck, but at the end of the day, you sell into the hype so you can put money towards other decks. And then this is going to die down, like we see right now, Spellbook of Fate and Spellbook of Eternity, which is starting to die down in the market. And once it does, you just go back and pick it up again. It's that simple. Next, Morphage Sloth, another card that egregiously got bought out. Obviously, this card's dropping down in value because it had a lot of hype behind it. Mark price card's roughly around $20, and you're seeing it roughly around $18, as well as a Morphage Lechery, another card that's the market has it roughly around $8. I know it's going a lot higher than that. It's still a little bit under the $8,000 the current market price for these two cards. And I said about Pendulum Magicians the other day. I'm not going to go too much into it. All I want to say, guys, is it's not a bad deck, but against a good player, it's not the best deck. Moving forward, guys, Oracle Zephyr. This card, oddly enough, used to be $4, and looking at it currently right now, it's about $12. We've got first edition versions hitting about almost near $14 for Oracle Zephyr. I honestly don't know why this is a thing. Maybe because of the pendulums, because it's a Zephyr variant, I guess you could play, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I guess that's why the card went up in value originally. If you're looking to still play that build, I don't think you should, but if you are looking to play it, the super rare that came out in Pendulum Evolution is about $4, so you can buy a much cheaper version. Regeki Ultimate Rares are going up in value. The market price of Regeki is roughly around $35, but we're looking at Regeki right now. It's actually $51 for Regeki. Now, this is going to happen a lot faster for OTS packs. Let me explain. You see, with Astral packs and other previous packs, many things was not happening. Number one, there wasn't many Market Watch channels that were just like mine, just purely dedicated to talking about the market. So not many eyes were looking at old stuff like Astral packs and Turtle packs. Not many eyes were caring about those Champion packs. Nobody really cared. If you had a nice version, cool. If you didn't, no big deal. No, there was nobody to really check that. Nobody really talk about what's happening. Well, now there is. That's one. Number two, we know a majority of the OTS packs are gone, 100% gone. Konami literally emptied the tap on the last OTS and had to give us OTS 5. Some stores got 4 and all that. And as a store owner, I can tell you right now, Konami does not have OTS available for store owners on their website to purchase. They used to do that back in the day, but they don't do that anymore. But that's like a big difference, I think. And for OTS tournament pack, these cards are going to get a lot harder to find. And the market, this is very important, the market for Ultimate Rare cards, as well as Super Rares, as well as comments and short prints in the OTS is going to be very fast, very rapid, and changing constantly. But in certain certain instances of cards that are staples, like Regeki, well, this is a no-brainer. This card was always meant to go up higher in value in the end. It's one of the highest versions of Regeki now, value-wise. Even though I'm not a big fan of this Ultimate Rare version of Regeki, it is one of the highest versions of the card. And I wouldn't be surprised if the card hit even higher numbers moving forward in the future. Up next, Dark Magical Circle. Market price of this card roughly around $5. We're seeing a lot of play for around 4 and change, a little bit under its current market price. Dark Magician came out in dual power. That's all it is. Like, I mean, I could go through a whole diatribe, but that's literally all it is. I like Dark Magicians a lot, but yeah, it's literally what it is. Tragodia, another card that came out in Total Pack Booster 4. Market price of this card is roughly around $22, but we're seeing it roughly hit about $55. After that one's gone, it hits around $60 for a while for Tragodia. Yeah, I don't know why this card's went up in value at all. But I will say, I do like this card a lot. I actually own 2 of these. I got them from a long time ago. And I always wish I had a third one. I just like Tragodia. I think our ultimate version of this card is gorgeous. If you are looking for another version of Tragodia, there are other versions that came on Shonen Jump Magazine promos, which I would recommend you go and pick up. Even though there's a lot of prices available, it's Shonen Jump Magazine promos. It's about 72 cents for the Ultra Rare version of Tragodia as well, if you would like that one. And then Duloran, Tiger King the Ice Barrier. You know, I missed the buyout on Duloran myself. Even though I was going to talk about the card initially, I'll be the first to admit I missed the boat. And now I feel like someone's just rubbing in the salt, because besides the damage one, this card for Dual Tournament 2 DeLorean Tiger King the Ice Barrier is $100. Like, you don't have to rub the salt in, my guy. I missed the buyout. You don't need to do this. If you want to hit an Arsenal Secret Rare, it's roughly around $4, but I'm a DT fanboy, so I gotta wait until this card price calms down, hopefully. And then we got Heavy Metal Foes Electronite, which has not calmed down from the buyout within the market. Now, this is very interesting, because we see Pendulums out, we see what they can do, we see the balance and how to not touch, obviously, and we see the fact that the deck is still a good deck, but we know its limitations. We know the wall it can hit. And the reason I want to bring this up, and I want to point to this so much for you guys, is because you would think Electronite would go back down in value. Obviously, the balance didn't unlock us multiple Electronites. Obviously, it doesn't really matter. The next one does, because this man is really masked for Nationals. So it's really weird to see Heavy Metal Electronite from the Mega Tin still be roughly around $10 to $11. Looking at the Extreme Force versions, hitting about $12 for a card that was respectively like $3 a month ago. It's just really interesting to see that this card still maintain a high price point, is what I'm trying to say. Mythical Beast Master Cerberus is still relatively high in value. You have the Extreme Force versions hitting about $20, I'm sorry. You have the 2018 Megaton versions hitting about $20 as well, about 19 currently, but I'm gonna say 20s. And once again, if you got a deck, every deck with Yu-Gi-Oh, there's always gonna be a card that's like, okay, there's not many of this, alright, that gets bought out, and now everyone has to like go crazy for it to get it. And evidently, if you're looking to play Pendulums, besides Electronite, you now have to pay a lot of money for Mythical Beast Master Service, unfortunately. Hopefully Konami makes a reprint of this card, because this card is a beautiful... The artwork is gorgeous. I love the artwork. I kept my Mythical Beast cards, because when I had original Pendulum editions, and two, I just love the artwork on these cards. But hopefully Konami makes a bunch of reprints, and hopefully at the nice rarity they currently are at. Then we got Ignis, the True Draco Warrior. Obviously Draco's gonna get touched by the ban list, obviously, and they don't really care as much for a lot of decks, to be honest with you. Dracos will still be getting Yu-Gi-Oh players their invite. You still have to respect this deck. This is a deck you have to, in your mind, go, I'm gonna play against this deck. It's gonna happen. I think in the past 3 regionals, every round, at least one, some regionals 2 and even 3, I played against True Dracos, and I didn't play going, oh, look, it's a rogue dead deck. No, you play this deck seriously, because this deck can easily beat your face in like you're not even there. And to all my Ultra friends, and my new Ultra friends happening after this weekend, you're going to want to respect this deck, because this deck plays cards like Inspector Border just in main, and that card hurts a lot. So looking at Ignis, the True Draco Warrior, we're seeing this card price rise to a staggering $17, almost near $18 for this card. The deck runs 3Ds. Obviously, with a majority of the reprints, we saw prices go for True Draco Heritage go really high. We saw a bunch of other card prices go high, but with the reprints, they calm back down. And then with Card Demise getting its reprints, current price point being roughly around $4. We're seeing everyone, once again, the market, this is the market and how they work in totality. They go, well, if we can't get this card, just got reprinted, we're going to grab another card, and we're just going to keep spiking its price up, because you got to pay to play, unfortunately. Yu-Gi-Oh's that kind of game, guys. Up next, number 40, Gimmick Puppet of Strings, as well as number 88, Gimmick Puppet of Leo. Now, I'm normally not a big fan of the Shonen Jump Magazine promo cards. Not that I hate them, it's just that Konami always makes a better version of them, or Konami just automatically gives us something nice, or a better card that makes the Shonen Jump Magazine promo irrelevant in most cases. There are certain instances, and here's one of them. There's other versions of these cards, but these are the higher versions of Gimmick Puppets. And I don't think Gimmick Puppets could be good. I really don't. But I don't want to be caught sleeping on this one. So look at number 40, Gimmick Puppet of Strings. The current price point of this card is about $6, higher than its $242 market price. Looking at Gimmick Puppets of Leo dollar market price, well, looking at it, actually, it's still roughly around $2 to $3 for this card. It's relatively cheap. Now, once again, I don't know if this is something that you want to go and grab now, but I just want to show you guys this, because I feel like this is going to start happening over a majority of the Shonen promos that aren't as popular, that Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to be going, well, this is the best version of the card, we got to grab this one preemptively, or this is a version of the card that's the highest rarity version, or this is a version of the card that you need in X or Y deck, or this whole deck core, as in when you saw Gimmick Puppets, their deck core, this card is the highest version of a card that's used in the deck core. So Yu-Gi-Oh players are preemptively grabbing cards thrown to the side, and we're seeing prices slowly rise up in value. So keep in mind that when you look at the dollar binders, or you're looking at store shelves, and you're seeing random cards that show in magazine promos, and keep that in consideration when you're looking to buy, because these cards are currently, a lot of these cards are very cheap right now and are great buys. And in fact, I probably might do a market watch on Shoujo magazine promos by itself, because there's a lot of cards to talk about as far as that. And once again, that market watch is mostly speculation, but that's what the, you know, sometimes you gotta speculate, besides buying deck cores, in order to make money. I wanted to rhyme, but I couldn't make it rhyme. Anyway, up next, Aroma Jar came on Clash of Rebellion 2016 Mega Packs. I don't know why. I really have zero idea. But this card's worth money. Look at Aroma Jar. It's currently roughly around $1.50 of the Clash of Rebellions, and then after that hits it roughly around $3. The 2016 Mega Pack versions are $3.50, almost at $4 for Aroma Jar. I don't know why. I did a live stream. By the way, once again, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be updated when I do my live streams. And this card was presented to me, and I had no answer for this. I will say the Clash of Rebellions has about 20 prices, whereas the Mega Tin has about 5 prices. There are like a couple of walls, but I don't know why this is worth so much money. This is very interesting. Up next, guys, Spell Shattering Arrow. Now, the market price of this card is actually almost bought out. It's almost around $10 to $11. After that, those are gone. The card price hits about $16 to $17. Once again, its current market price is roughly around 9s for Spell Shattering Arrow. I was never a big fan of this card, and the reason I was never a big fan of this card because everyone always got excited about this card because this was a card used to stop pendulums. You pop scales with Spell Shattering Arrow, and I always go, yeah, but D barrier, like just D barrier. Like Spell Shattering Arrow is nice, but you can't use it going first. You run a set D barrier going first, so your opponent starts doing when even the approach start, the draw phase, you're like D barrier pendulums. Guess who's not doing nothing? That guy. Guess who's murdering them? Me. Go to game 2. And with Spell Shattering Arrow, you just pop scales, and they go, okay, I'll scale, and I'll just pendulum summon those two and this, and well, you know what I'm trying to say. It gets kind of weird, so I don't think Spell Shattering Arrows should be worth going up this high. I think the card is going to be going lower, and then we'll talk about it possibly when it does go low. But currently, right now, I would sell into the hype. I wouldn't maintain the hype on this card. Up next, Dante Traveler Burning Abyss. Obviously, Burning Abyss is a deck people are going to be talking about this weekend. Bar none, this is a deck on everyone's mind. Whether you're looking to buy not Burning Abyss, or you're looking to buy cards for Burning Abyss, you always have to keep this deck into consideration. Because Burning Abyss, without anything done, has been taking regional invites, YCS tops, within the past year, at least. If not, since, it coming out back in Duelist Alliance. Well, what does that mean? Well, Burning Abyss is getting new cards. Gee. This is going to be good. Now, some people are already going, really, do you think Cherubini is going to be good? It's a terrible card. Some people are going, Cherubini it's used like Electrolyte, not for heavy metal foes, whatever. I think Burning Abyss is going to find a way to abuse anything. Literally anything. And at one time throughout Burning Abyss history, they abused almost every single card except the crappy-ass Fusion Monster. The spell they even abuse. So I think Burning Abyss is a very resilient deck, and anything decent, they'll take and abuse. That's how the deck is meant to be played. It's the Roach deck. It survives everything. Sorry, it just is what it is. With that said, I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players that are looking to play Burning Abyss are really excited about Cherubini. Ask anybody that has a Burning Abyss deck core, hey, are you excited about Cherubini? They'll look at you and go, yeah. Yeah, of course I am. And I think that's something to take into consideration with every Burning Abyss player. So, because I get a lot of pros and cons. I hear it a lot, and I think a lot of people get really upset about Cherubini, and and there's a lot of naysayers and everything. I think that's something that's really crucial. We got like naysayers when Dual Power came out. I was announcing at the full spoiler that I go, Dual Power's trash. It wasn't. It's actually pretty good. It's one of the best reprints that we ever had, to be honest with you. And then looking at Dark Neostorm, they go, okay, now we got the full spoiler. Now it's trash. It's not. The deck has 2 hand traps. The set has 2 hand traps amongst many other cards, including one card that makes Burning Abyss a tier 1 deck right out the gate. So I think, my personal philosophy as far as anybody is to not listen to anyone's opinion and work on what you want to work for. If you are a Burning Abyss player out there, obviously knowing that Burning Abyss has had tops, I think it's pretty stupid to say the deck is going to be gone or dead, or Cherubini comes out and the deck just all of a sudden just plays crap. I think that it's going to make the deck a little more viable, obviously, and I think that look at the price points of Dante Traveler Burning Abyss. The secret from those Alliance, my Rarity Horror friends. It's about $15. And unlimited versions are about 13. First editions are about 17. It's getting a little bit high because it's getting a little excited. And by the way, I say Rarity Horror friends because with Burning Abyss, you had since those Alliance to be a Rarity Horror. So it's kind of easy to do. Looking at Scar Man, I mentioned the Burning Abyss, a super rare version. Scarm from Astro Pack 7. Mark price of this card is roughly around $6. It's hovering around that price point roughly. for Skarm. And then we have Graph, Astro Pack 8, super rare. Hopefully you have your play sets, even though it didn't come with the 3 or 2. It should have. Market price has this card roughly around $3. Emmerich Singing roughly around $2 for him, which is just a hover price. And of course we have Phoenix Rhino Warrior, came out in OPTS Promo Pack 2. This card's $7. And yeah, no, when you look at it, it's roughly around $7 for this card, which is a pretty high price point for Phoenix Rhino Warrior. But I guess, you know, the buyout on top of buyout on top of buyout on top of buyout, it just weighs on the supply of Phoenix Rhino Warriors in the market. Then we have Mythical Beast Garuda, an ultra rare. Market price is $14. We're already seeing it starting to calm down. You see it over here for roughly around $13 for this card. And it's not because, once again, the Mythical Beast engine is a bad engine or pendulums are terrible. It's just because hype is calming down. You get players are getting focused off the structure deck and now focus on Dane. And then after Dane, it's it's just pure Yu-Gi-Oh events. And at that point, the market moves really fast in a really short amount of time as you can play scramble to focus on the main side of extra deck for YCS Nationals, Regionals, what have you. Even post Nationals, in which Yu-Gi-Oh players are focusing on the new meta and trying to get ahead and getting the invite. Because it's this year I got my invite back in August, and I ain't gonna lie, it's been smooth sailing ever since. It does get stressful when you're like mid-year, or even now you don't have your invite. It's a little bit stressful trying to get your invite now. Though I will say, if you go to Yu-Gi-Oh events, Yu-Gi-Oh players will most likely opt to give you the win. I don't like that, but people do that anyway, whether I like it or not. Battle for Arms is another card came out on OTS 1 Pack 1. Ultimate Rare, market price of those cards roughly around $12. And then we're seeing it over here about $20 for Battle for Artemis. I always like this card, but god, that's a lot of money for this card. I wouldn't recommend that. Then you got Superior Queen of Dragons, another great Ultimate Rare card. Market price is roughly around $4. And I mean, you're seeing it roughly around $4 as well. And to be honest with you, I love this card's price. I like this card a lot. I just think that Hero Perfection or Fairy variants, whatever, Ritual Fairy variants are going to be good in the future. And with that said, I think Superior Queen of Dragons is a great card and a great pickup because it's dirt cheap right now. It's insanely cheap right now, and it's playable in the Hero Perfection decks, which currently obviously are nowhere near the radar of the meta, but I think will still have future potential as it previously has in the meta in the past. Up next, guys, we got Red Nova Dragon, another card that's $30. After that one's gone, it's about $39. Came out Starship Blasters, Ultimate Rare. You get the Ultra Rare Starship Blasters relatively cheap. They're like $3. The Collector's Tin Secret Rare is like $1. You got all versions, but if you want the Ultimate version, well, that's going to be a little bit different. The market price is currently $15. First edition version of this card, once again, like I said, it's $30. After that, it's about $39 for Red Nova Dragon. I believe this is more of a collector's card. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure collectors care about this card. And then we have Evilswarm Nightmare, a card that throughout this past year alone has been just having a roller coaster of just going ups and going down, going ups, going down, spikes and declines all over the place. And look at the current price point of Evilswarm Nightmare DT7, it's about $5, which is actually relatively cheap. And I would recommend if you don't have one, you might want to go in and grab one because there's only 6 prices left of this card. And then I mean they got other versions, but if you want a DT one, yeah, it's $5. I would recommend picking it up. Then you got Classified, coming out in Turtle Pack Booster 5. Market price of this card is about $12, and then we see it hit about $20 on the price point. And I don't know why, but I remember the last time this card went up in value because it was like hero hype, and Classified was good, in the hero hype. But right now this card currently is about $20, where it used to be $12. Once again, it came out Turtle Pack Booster 5. It's a relatively hard card to find. I own one of these. I just always like the artwork on this card and how it looks ultra rare. But yeah, kind of weird, but kind of cool. Then we got Cosmic Cyclone. Sporadically, randomly, the market price of Ultimate Rare Cosmic Cyclone was $18. And then we see it here at $24, and after that it's $25 for Cosmic Cyclone. To be honest with you, this is a buyout. You know how? The last guy over here has about 12 of these, as you can see right here. He just magically found 12. No, I think Cosmic Cyclone is an artificial buyout. Once again, I don't find any reason for this card to be viable. It's not like, even though I talked about True Dragos earlier, but it's not like True Dragos are tier 1. They're not. And this card specifically is great against True Dragos. It's not really good against anything, Pendulum Editions, I guess. But once again, Cosmic Cyclone, for that, use Spell Shattering Arrow. You use D-Barrier. You just flip D-Barrier and you're like, you die next turn. Have fun with your turn to setting and passing. So I don't really understand this buyout. I don't agree with this buyout whatsoever. Then we have Triple Burst Dragon. Market price of this card roughly around $7. And looking at it over here, guys, it's actually about $15. I feel like everyone smelled blood in the water with Strikers. They're like, wait a minute, they have one Kagari? Ooh, Strikers took a hit. Finally. You know what? Triple Burst Dragon. Even though I don't want him to die, I don't want him to live. So I'm just gonna play Triple Burst Dragon. Like, that's literally the mentality of every Yu-Gi-Oh player now. Because Dragon players are now a little bit slower than they were. Well, actually currently good right now, but next week they're gonna be a lot slower than they are currently right now. And with Triple Burst Dragon, kind of hurts them a lot. So I understand this, but I don't agree with the buyout currently for this card. And then we have Millennium Size Strict, probably one of the craziest buyouts within the past 24, 48 hours, roughly. Mark Price is showing his card already at $26. You can see over here at $26. It quickly goes to 32. I mean, there's not many walls. And then we got 6 wall over here at 40. Then it hits a lower price of $20,000 for Millennium Size Strict. And to be honest with you, I don't agree with this card price at all. Though I will say its card price used to be anywhere from $6 to $8. For Millennium Size Strict. And now it's hitting some pretty crazy numbers. Once again, I don't agree with this. But, sure, this is the price point. Like I said, the market is going crazy right now. And it's all hype. It's all anticipation. It's all excitement for Dark Neostorm. After that's gone, the hype doesn't die down. It gets even worse due to the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh players that now are starting to see as the weeks go on and established meta are going to be focusing on the meta decks, are going to be focusing on the extra deck and the side deck choices that make them different against other decks in the mirror match. So if you are watching these market watches, stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and definitely hit the notification bell because we got a lot to talk about. If you're looking to play at a YCS, regionals, hell, a locals, you want to be a local hero, you want to go and win nationals, which you can because I'm playing Ultragas and winning it, but you could come second place. I think you can still go to Worlds if you come second place, but not first. Once again, I'm winning it. If you want to do that, I still got your back here on this channel, Paisano. Have a good day.